Thank you very much, everyone. For those of you that are just joining us, this is the first KCC Nigeria Taekwondo Live Webinar, and my name is Jennifer Izunyasi. Next on the program is a welcome address from the Director of Korean Cultural Center, and who is also the Counselor of the Embassy of the Republic of Korea here in Nigeria. Please stay on the line as he addresses us. Thank you very much.
Good morning, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen. With the permission of the Ambassador of South Korea to Nigeria, Mr. Kim Young-chae, I warmly welcome. The special guest at this first KCC Nigeria Taekwondo Webinar, the Honorary Minister of Youth and Sports, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Mr. Sunday Deo, and all officials of the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports. I acknowledge the humble presence of all guest speakers and commentators at this event, starting from the President, Nigeria School Sports Federation, Mrs. Bishi Joseph, and Grandmaster George Ashley, Vice President of the Commonwealth Taekwondo Union, and all erudite speakers in the House. I salute the President and members of the Nigeria Taekwondo Federation here present or represented. Greetings to all directors and senior sports policymakers from the military, paramilitary, and civil institutions. Kudos to the team Nigeria Taekwondo practitioners and sports lovers tonight. I welcome all pressmen and women here present. It is a great honor to have you all online KCC Nigeria holding today. Together, we have made the history because this is not just the first high-power Taekwondo webinar in Nigeria, but also the first to be recorded by any Korean cultural center in the world. Please clap for yourself. The theme for this webinar, the theme for this webinar is promoting Taekwondo in Nigeria, a tactical approach. We have come together today to contribute ideas, thoughts, and professional experience to form a blueprint for Taekwondo success in Nigeria for the next 10 years. Today, we shall review some of the contribution of the Kccn to Nigeria Taekwondo development since its creation 10 years ago, and how we could unite to build a more formidable Nigeria Taekwondo family. Everyone here is a VIP, and we will treat you as one. Please get your writing materials in place as you learn from one another in this intellectual forum. Your questions and comments are expected in the Zoom interaction handle. We will collate them for appropriate action. Thank you and have a splendid webinar session. I remain Lee Jin-soo, the Counselor and the Director of Korean Cultural Center, Nigeria. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Director. That was a speech from the Director of the Korean Cultural Center.
As we have outlined, our speakers are all in the house, and we go straight to introduce to everyone here present the lead paper presenter for the day, and that is in person of a Grandmaster in Taekwondo himself, Grandmaster George Honey Ashiru. Before he gets to deliver what he has for us today, permit me read a brief of his lengthy profile. Grandmaster George Ashiru was once the president of the Nigeria Taekwondo Federation 2013 to 2017. He was a board member of Nigeria Judo Federation 2001-2005. He is the chairman of Ogun State Taekwondo Association, a board member of the Nigeria Olympic Committee, Vice President, Commonwealth Taekwondo Union, member of Ministerial Task Force on National High Performance System 2013 to 2015, member of Ministerial Committee for Rio 2016 Olympics, Vice Chairman, Nigeria Olympic Technical Commission 2013 to 17, member, Nigeria Olympic Committee Finance Commission, graduate of the IOC Olympic Solidarity Advanced Sport Management course, a chartered fellow, Chartered Management Institute, United Kingdom, a fellow of the Institute of Consulting, United Kingdom, and once an athlete, and that he is a silver medalist in the 1987 All Africa Games, international advisor, Sierra Leone Taekwondo, World Taekwondo International Referee, is a Kccn Taekwondo International Master Instructor, a graduate of the Olympic Solidarity Course 2015, and an IOC resource person for DNSS Sierra Leone Taekwondo. On this note, I welcome once again to deliver a lead paper at the first ever KCC Nigeria Taekwondo Webinar, Grandmaster George Honey Ashiru. You have the floor,
welcome,
sir.
You're welcome.
Yes, good morning to everyone here present. Special regards to the Honorable Minister and his representative, Mr. Sunday Dare, to the Korean ambassador, who obviously is well represented by Mr. Lee, my good friend that we met a few years ago at the Korean Cultural Center in Abuja, Mr. Lee Jin-soo. Thank you for putting this together, all of you at the KCCN. Wonderful work. It's a pioneer work. We have done a lot of pioneering works in this country through the KCCN. I think the KCCN also provided Taekwondo awards about 10 years ago for outstanding Nigerians at the Sheraton Hotel in Abuja. So I'm glad to be able to come and share with my experience with everyone who's listening on how to promote Taekwondo in a tactical manner. So here, this document is a 12-page principle using my experience as to how we can move from where we are to where we need to be. And it's going to involve spending a lot of money. And the foundation for this, again, let me repeat to everyone, is that in Atlanta 96, Nigeria won 2 gold medals through our football and long jump with Choma Ajunwa. Britain won 1 single gold medal. In Atlanta 96, Nigeria won 2 gold medals and Britain won 1 gold medal. 4 years later in Sydney, Nigeria won 2 bronze medals and Britain won 11 gold medals. What happened between 2000 and 1996 and year 2000? What did Britain do right that in 4 years, it moved from 1 gold medal to 11 gold medals? And that is not enough. They moved from gold medal to 11 gold medals in Sydney to 19 gold medals in Beijing. After Beijing, they hosted in London and won 29 gold medals. In London, Nigeria won 1 bronze medal from long jump. In fact, I don't think we won any medal in London, to be honest. I think it was Beijing we won a long jump bronze and then a football bronze. So you can see that there was something that the British system did well. And whatever it was, worked for them. So I studied it. I took my time to work with my colleagues at the British Taekwondo Federation. And I discovered that they had instigated or instituted a high performance system. And the high performance system was a dedicated methodology of ensuring that they found the right kind of talent identification at the grassroots level, and they were able to move all these wonderful athletes over a period of time to elite athletes, not merely elites in the national level, but all the way to the Olympic levels.
Thank you very much. And this is Grandmaster Ferguson Olibo, PhD. a very passionate Taekwondo individual. In fact, my name is Mr. Passion. And please, the person in charge of the slide, stand with me because I'll be calling by numbers. When I say slide number 1, you give me number 1. Be that as it may, I thank Grandmaster George Ashiru, my mentor, for that very erudite presentation of the way forward, technically. Now, I am somebody very passionate with Taekwondo, also passionate with making Taekwondo a way of life and a source of business, a source of living, and a source of employment. First of all, it will be very important for us to understand the actual reason why Taekwondo has been gaining popularity in Nigeria, starting from its arrival in Nigeria in the 1974-75 period. Taekwondo is actually, as you all know, a Korean martial art that has turned Olympics sport and gradually gaining popularity around the world. Please, can they give me slide number 1? Slide number 1, please, if you're following me. In present day time, we have come to see that Taekwondo has presented a lot of benefits. That's where we're going to benefits, which a lot of people are imbibing. Many people come into Taekwondo because they want to keep fit, they want to defend themselves, they want to have confidence, they want to entertain themselves, and some of them want to gradually become athletes and champions and travel the world. And as this goes on, we begin to realize that there are so many reasons why people join Taekwondo practice. So it begins to gain popularity and begins to cut across all ages and gender. If we take a close look at the statistics, we will discover that Taekwondo is being practiced by the military, the security forces, universities, polytechnics, schools, recreation centers, and even private homes. And recently, as you all know, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, most people have been forced to understand and imbibe the idea of Taekwondo practice online. Many people that are not used to it have come to learn how to present Taekwondo practice online, straight to your homes. And this is a sign that Taekwondo is cutting across all levels to the grassroots around the world. You can be here in Nigeria and be giving Taekwondo training online to a student, a practitioner far away in the US or in Dubai or in Russia.
Thank you very much. I'm highly honored to be invited to this epoch-making seminar, and I appreciate the earlier speakers, the ambassador, the Korean ambassador, every represented by the director of KCCN, and GM Ashiru, GM Oligo, and every other person present. So in order not to waste too much of our time, I will go to the topic for today. And that is Taekwondo equipment, improvisation, and local technology application for grassroots. So this picture paints what the topic is all about. You see me speaking to some of my students on our former training ground. We train in the open space. You also see in the middle picture, the dado, that is where we are now, electronics. And you see one of the products made by our local producers here, which is what we use in our own trainings on a weekly basis. Yes, so what is the present situation? So some of the notable local producers of Taekwondo gears in Nigeria are Esgoma. So Esgoma produces punching bag, kicking pads, what's it called, shin guard, arm guard, talk of it. This is what it produces. And Taekwondo also produces uniform. We are seeing improvement in the quality of these products over time. There's however a need to bridge the technology gap. So an area we have not been able to feature properly in terms of technology. We have the sensor, we have the PSS, we have not even, I'm not sure anybody is thinking about it. And I think it's something we can achieve so that we don't lack too much. If we can't, our clubs can't afford having the PSS in the clubs. So we should get something close, produced locally, just like the way we get our body ogu and the likes in training. So the picture below the first paragraph are the products made by Esgoma. So I gave you credit for this picture. So when we do start having our own PSS system, at least for local championships and sparring within the club, pending when we're able to get the endorsement of the WT to use a G-rated, for use in G-rated tournament. Because we should actually aspire towards, because they don't get registered for G tournaments, KPMP is competing with them and the like. When are we also going to have our own brand that we can showcase internationally? And even before we get internationally, at least at the level, we could have something like the body armor. So this picture you see here is the body armor, which was created last year. So by some former athletes, I think in the UK or the US. So this works, this doesn't need a TV, it doesn't need a sensor source. What it just needs, all this will indicate who is leading who or who is losing in a particular match. So you just put it on and you set it, you put the threshold there, you want it set depending on the weight category that is using it. So these are some of the things that we should start thinking about. How can we start producing some of these things locally? So we need to get in the same room these guys who are producing the hardware, that is the ex-groomers of this world, and link them up with tech-savvy youth. And I know that some of our practitioners actually have some of these skills that can be developed. And we also need investors to contribute to this, to blaze the trail in this particular regard.
There are some people who might be online and wondering what is KCCN. That acronym means Korean Cultural Center Nigeria. It was established in May, the month of May, 24th year 2010, which means the KCCN is 10 years old, going to 11 this year. And it's an arm of the Korean Embassy, Nigeria. The embassy was formed in 1980. We celebrated the 40th anniversary of the embassy last year. The KCCN is saddled with the primary responsibility of promoting socio-cultural integration between Nigeria and South Korea through youth and sport-oriented programs like Taekwondo, dance. If you are part of those following us closely on our social media, you will see that even if you are those receiving text messages from us for our programs, we always do what we call K-pop dance. We do drama shows. Those are all cultural programs that are a synergy of Nigeria content and Korea content. We are not imposing Korea content on Nigerian people, neither are we doing other way around, but we are trying to create a blend of both the Korean culture and the Nigerian culture, which with records has paved the way for different progress and diplomatic relations between the two countries. At the KCCN, we make arrangement for scholarships. One just registration for one of those just closed some weeks back. We sent Nigerian students to study in South Korea on scholarship basis, and they are free to return. We are not saying that when they study there, they stay there, they are free to return. It's our way of contributing to human resource development of the nation. And beyond that, the KCCN is known for sports and other programs that we cannot exhaust on this platform. Yes, let's look at how we rose at the KCCN. The KCCN started as a physical structure, just as any other organization, other building, doing physical programs, what people can see and can hold. But now, from that level, we went to what we call visual programs and physical programs. We went into the air. As we speak to you right now, we are not physically together, but we are together. And that is the transition of the KCCN. We moved from being mere a physical structure to being virtual. And from that level, we now we created an expansion into what we call intellectual capacity development. We don't only limit our programs to physical development. People come into the dojo here to train, get fit, get taekwondo skills. We have gone into intellectual development of the Nigerian people. That doesn't remove the physical fitness development. And we as well go into what we call structural intervention in academics, sports, tourism, arts, and culture, which means the Korean Cultural Center, as it is right now, we partner with the Ministry of Education, first at the FCT level, and we're expanding to the national level, the Federal Ministry of Education. There are some schools here in the FCC that the KCCN has adopted, and we teach Taekwondo and other areas of life that we feel could be beneficial for national development. Now, at this level, let's look at achievements of the KCCN. Some of them, so many achievements, but some that we can mention at this level. We are looking at the Korean Ambassador Cup. Taekwondo professionals in the house know that every year we hold what we call the Korean Ambassador Cup. And this event attracts players from across the continent of Africa to compete every year. Unfortunately, last year we didn't have one due to COVID-19. At this, at the Korean Cultural Center here in Abuja, that's what we call the High Performance Training Facility for Taekwondo, which have housed so many Taekwondo athletes, some of whom are national, international champions today. Here we hold coaching workshops. We have done awards of excellence on Taekwondo and sport generally. We do Taekwondo training and officiating support. Whenever there are tournaments, just invite us, give us an advance notice. We have helped so many programs, Cottage, High GP, National Sports Festival, and the likes. When they write to us on Taekwondo matters, we make our resources, human and physical resources, make them available to help Taekwondo grow further in the country. Beyond that, the Korean Cultural Center, last year we do what we call COVID-19 Taekwondo Training Palliative. We brought together different clubs and we share to them gifts that are worth tens of thousands of dollars, hardware gifts to train Taekwondo. There are so many people online who can testify to that. We do catch them young programs for Taekwondo people, for children, adults, not within Abuja alone, but as in the other parts of Nigeria as well. At this level, I will move to what we term the advance, what we want to do in the next 10 years, where we hope to be in the next 10 years to help Taekwondo Nigeria. And there we are talking of youth and sport development, tourism development, cultural development between Nigeria and Korea. And we want to step up our level of cooperation with the federal government of Nigeria through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, especially via the Directorate of Grassroots Sports. We want to create, as some of the speakers have spoken, so many points have been ruled out, which we are trying to bind together into a policy which we can suggest, I repeat the word, suggest to the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports that will not only develop Taekwondo Nigeria, but other sports, combat sports and non-combat sports, can as well take a lead from what we are going to put across to the ministry. We want to create a strong synergy that will move sport forward in Nigeria.
If we look at our nation, Nigeria, we have very high percentage of vibrant youth, energetic population. But what is happening to our youth? They need to engage themselves. All we see now is drug abuse, kidnapping, raping, cultism, and all other social vices. I believe that if we're able to inculcate the right values into our young ones at a very early age, then we'll be able to surmount most of the social vices, most of the problems we are facing now in our wonderful nation, Nigeria. I'm talking of the issue of kidnapping, raping, and all that. We hear cultists fighting, killing themselves, even within our community. And then it is very, very essential that we ensure that we inculcate these values into our children. That takes me to what everybody has been talking about, grassroots sports development. A renowned author in her book says the way up is down. It means that the way to get up, the way to get the airlights, the way to achieve so much is to start from down. It is to start from the grassroots. And if you ask me what grassroots is, I would say grassroots is school sports. When you talk about grassroots, you're talking about schools, you're talking about clubs, you're talking about community. These platforms provide huge opportunity for development of Taekwondo in our great nation. How do we achieve this? I want to especially thank Barrister Adekola Kazeem for what he's doing with KCCn. I know we also have some other people like Chika Chukwumeride Sports Foundation, the wonderful thing that the Kebbi State government is doing with the High Performance Center, and some other centers we have in Lagos. We have the Lekki Taekwondo Academy, the Roe Park Academy, and all that. But we need to do more. Considering the population of Nigeria of about 200 million, and with vibrant youths that are, let's say, half of that population, then we need more centers. And we need to catch them very young. I've been told that the best time to introduce Taekwondo to any child is at the age of 5. That is the age that they actually get into the school system. So what we are saying is that the school system is a veritable platform where we can reach millions of children, where we can begin to impact the knowledge of Taekwondo, impact the value of Taekwondo, and change lives from that particular age. You can imagine ensuring that a child of 5 gets to know about courtesy, how you need to respect others. You know, they won't want to hurt others. You can imagine a child of 5 learning about integrity, being honest and all that. They will grow up having good values, great values as a sport person and also as a citizen of a nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that the way up is down. School sport remains the bedrock of sustainable sport development. I want to call on the KCCN and the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport, and also the Federal Ministry of Education, because school sport is the main responsibility of the Federal Ministry of Education, to collaborate, come together and collaborate with the Nigerian School Sport Federation so that we can begin to reach more kids for the nation, so that we can begin, even those that are in the community. Obviously, most of them are in a particular school. And that's why I said once again, I appreciate what Barrister Adekola did, because he actually went to public schools to get these kids. We can do more of this. We can touch more lives. We can build better citizens. And while we're doing this, we'll be raising people that can be Olympic medalists for Nigeria. How do we go about it? So ensure we get to the schools. We can train teachers. We have so many physical education teachers. The Korean Center can decide to have different training sessions, workshops, and seminars for teachers to generate that interest in the teaching of Taekwondo as a sport and as a sport that adds values to growing up. This is what we teach in the schools. We teach values. Apart from the cognitive, we also teach values. So it means we have the same idea, we have the same goal, and we can achieve this with a very strong collaboration. The second step is to have a coaching clinic. I do say that it's not all about competitions. We should catch them young. We should find ways of introducing sports to them in a very likable way, in a way that they will enjoy participating in sport. And once you get a kid, I can tell you, you get the whole family. Because if you invite a child to come for a coaching clinic, the child is a minor. They won't come alone. So they'll come with either auntie, uncle, mommy, daddy. So it also means that we are generating more interest across for the sport of Taekwondo.